Welcome on in, my Ashwings, to another installment of the Silver Age A to Z series. I apologize for the delay in this episode. Obviously, it was the holiday weekend. I just decided to take some time to relax and spend time with my girlfriend and with my roommates and my friends and just kind of hanging out and having a good time. So that was my plan. I did do that. I did a lot of sorting of my bulk, but we're back. We're here to talk about Ira. Believe it or not, the Silver Age Valencia Battle Hardened just recently happened, and one of the top 8 decks in the format is none other than Ira, but it is a very different Ira than what one would usually expect when attempting to play this hero. And this is Life of the Party Ira, piloted by Ian Zhang to the 3rd place at the Battle Hardened in Valencia. And I wanted to go ahead and just kind of go over the deck and actually give it a shot, because I do believe that it is a very it holds true to what Ira wants to do, and also still presents very awkward blocking potential for the course of the game to really just continue to push that narrative of the 1-2-5 or the 1-8, so on and so forth, right? Or 1 into 7 kind of concept. So with that being said, taking a quick look at the deck, most of the time, I'd imagine your plan is playing the Blade Beckoner Helmet, Blood Scent, Pouncing Paws, and Tearing Shuko with your 2 Kodachis. Ira's ability strictly just says your second attack each turn gets +1. Very basic thing. You just remember that every time you attack a second time, you're going to get +1 on your attack. This is your standard loadout here, but I believe the concept here would be is that if you are planning on hitting your opponent, if your opponent maybe doesn't like to block a whole lot, you might actually want to play Mask of Many Faces. Mask of Many Faces is a headpiece for ninjas only. It says pay 1, destroy Mask of Many Faces, name a card. The next attack action card you play this turn gains that name. And in doing so, what you do here is you end up choosing, you play this first, you activate this ability at instant speed, and then you play your next attack. You then name your next attack Crazy Brew, right? You destroy this and you name a card. The card you are going to name is Crazy Brew. And then the next time you an attack action card you play this turn gains that name. So you do that. You then play Bittering Thorns or whatever, a 1-for-4 go again attack. This will then also gain the name of Crazy Brew. What you then do is follow that up later on in the chain, whether it be the next chain or the next link or a couple links down the line. Life of the Party says that you may discard or destroy a card you control named Crazy Brew rather than pay Life of the Party's cost. So it costs 2 to play it, but if you have a Crazy Brew, it'll cost you 0 resources. It will then also get all 3 of these modes instead of just 1 at random. So if you pay the 2 resources to attack with this, it comes in for 4, and then you choose one of these at random, and that is your effect. But if you destroy a card named Crazy Brew, such as the attack action that you had on the previous chain link, you do get all of the effects here, which means that you can send a Bittering Thorns in for 4 as your first attack and follow it up with a Life of the Party for 0 resources. That comes in for 7 damage. Unless you hit with Bittering Thorns, then it's 8. It comes in for 7 damage with an on-hit of gain 2 life, and it has go again. So already breaking the mold of sending a very, very awkward breakpoint of 7, maybe even 8. And on top of it, it already has go again. So you have other things you can do with your hand as well. So if you're able to send Bittering Thorns into Life of the Party, you still have 2 floating resources, which means you can send a Humble, you can send a Sirens of Safe Harbor, you can send a Torrent of Tempo, and if that hits, you can then follow it up with a Sound the Alarm. There are plenty of different ways to go about doing this, and it is really, really effective to just pushing that damage over to your opponent. Of course, most of your deck here, you of course then have the 3AB. You're running Arcane Polarity. This is for strictly the arcane matchups. So you're just going to take that out if you're not playing into like Runeblade or into Wizard. And then it's Bittering Thorns, Bluster Buff, Cut Through, Humble, Life of the Party, Looking for a Scrap, on the horizon to block 4 on like pesky breakpoints such as Snatch. You have Razor Reflex. 1 Razor Reflex is usually all you need because it's the way you're going to be able to kind of sneak some damage into your opponent. Reinforce the Line is going to be great into people who are playing more of a dominate strategy. So if you're trying to get more off of your attacks and block a little bit more, this actually is a pseudo counter for Pummel, because if you block 6 on 6 and then your opponent uses a red Pummel, you can actually play a Reinforce the Line to have target defending attack action get +4 to its block value. So if this is the last card in your hand and your opponent is trying to strip it from you by playing Pummel, you can just play this card to rip it out of there. Usually you're going to want to use this on decks that are using Pummel or some form of disruption, some kind of dominate or evasive damage. But otherwise, you don't really need it. Scar for Scar, if you're at less life, you just go ahead and get free value. Sirens of Safe Harbor is a great attack to follow up Iguachi with because it'll come in for 7, and then you get to gain a life. So it's really like a 2-card 8. Tons of value there. Sound the Alarm is great into heroes that do have a lot of attack reactions. This does also help if you are playing into heroes that have that Pummel ability, because if you play this and you look at their hand and they have a Pummel in their hand, you do actually get to go search for a defense reaction and then put it on top of your deck, which means that your next hand is you're going to draw into that defense reaction. Now, of course, it's not always the best thing because the only defense reaction you have in this deck is Springboard Somersault, which only blocks for 2 when it's in your hand. So there might be some realm in which it doesn't exactly present a lot. But if you can force your opponent to kind of like really push through that, a lot of other ninjas are going to have attack reactions. A lot of other, assassins are going to have attack reactions. Guardians are going to have some attack reactions. Runeblades probably will not. But even still, it is a 1 for 5 that blocks for 3, and that's on rate for that. Same goes for Torrent of Tempo. Same deal. If it hits, it gets go again. Springboard Somersault, your only D-react in the deck. Just put it in there. Pretty good. Wax On is something I thought about putting in here too, but I haven't really tried a whole lot of it. Aspect of Your Mind, blue block 3. You're probably never actually going to get the Tiger off of this, but sometimes you do. Crane Dance is a 0-cost 3 blue block, so pretty good. Legacy of Ikaru, again, blue, 0-cost 3 block. All these blues are going to share the same thing, but Legacy of Ikaru is a sneaky +1 damage. So if your opponent is trying to block out very efficiently and you just need to pump up your damage by 1, you can usually catch them off guard by this because Legacy of Ikaru will usually stay within your deck for a long period of time. If your opponent's at 2 life and you attack them with a Kadachi for 1, and then they say no blocks because they're fine just taking 1 point of damage, you can then Legacy of Ikaru that dagger to give it +1, and then it will bump it up to 2 and then kill your opponent. Nip at the Heels, again, is another cheeky little +1 to target attack with base 3 or less. Great for the end game, but it also blocks 3. Everything else here is pretty much just a standard like blue block 3. So not really too much has changed here. But that is the deck. As you'll see, it runs out $50, which is kind of interesting because I'd imagine it's just the Pouncing Paws, it looks like. It's about $10 for the Pouncing Paws. All the TCC armor tends to go for a lot there. And then, of course, Blade Beckoner costing a little bit too. But outside of that, it's about $30, $50 after shipping. It's not a bad deck. So let's go ahead and run into Talishar and let's see what Ira can do. Before we move into gameplay, I wanted to give a shout out to my channel members for the support they provide. Each channel member is provided with their own role in our Discord server, as well as access to the Common Language Podcast livestream every Tuesday morning at 9 a.m. Mountain Standard Time. With 3 tiers of membership, copper, silver, and gold, you can choose to support my channel in any way you wish at a reasonable price point. Supporting this channel by being a channel member helps keep the lights on, keeps your favorite content creator fed, and of course, allows for me to offer more to you all as a thank you for your continued support. There is a link in the description of this video to become a channel member, and if you choose to support the channel this way, just know that it does truly mean the world to me that you are willing to do that. Don't feel pressured though. Even just subscribing and interacting with my content helps. So thank you again to our channel members for your support, and back to the video. All right, we're getting paired into a Gravy Bones. This is going to be a very interesting match, I think. Let's see what we got here. We definitely want probably just all of this. I think that the Mask of Many Faces is going to make more sense here than the Blade Beckoner Helm. Not a whole lot of on-hits in the deck. We're going to take out the Arcane Polarity. We are going to go ahead and we're going to keep in the Life of the Party because we do have Mask of Many Faces in here. We'll probably take out the Reinforce the Line. And then maybe we take out... I'm not going to lie. We might just take out like a... Sound the Alarm, maybe? I think that'll be fine. Maybe not a Sound the Alarm. We might need that. Let's take out this blue. Sure. That'll be fine. Let's submit it. All right, so it's going to be a pretty stock standard thing. They're going first. I'm assuming their plan is going to be playing a lot into our, just setting up for allies. They're looking at the top card of their deck. They probably have a Swell, if I were to guess, or a Tipple. You can play 6 copies of Golden Tipple in Sage Gravy, so it is a thing that can happen, but luckily we can kill allies. So if we really want to, we can try killing allies. I do think that we present quite a lot of damage. I mean, this hand does nothing, but I think regardless, we present quite a bit of damage to our opponent. We don't have to worry about Fearless Confrontation. They're already playing Mage Master Boots. Okay. They're playing Barnacle. And then they're swinging Barnacle for 4. They no longer have any action points. I will give you 4 here. I will look at the top card of my deck. Cut through. Okay. That's fine. So that's an interesting hand for them. I'm assuming that's probably a lot of allies that they have there and no real way to get rid of them. We could probably just kill... That's interesting. I think we might actually just send this at... Gravy. Pitching this card. They're going to go ahead and take damage. I'm going to send this at Barnacle. I'm going to pump it up to 3 to kill Barnacle. Barnacle will die. I will then go ahead and I will send a cut through for 4. They must have only allies in their hand. That's gotta suck for them. Well, if they did, they would have probably blocked with a washed up wave here. So we will just go ahead and keep that there. We'll just end our turn. I'd rather block out in case they have an Avasti. I'd rather kill their ally. They're looking at the top card of their deck. And I imagine that's kind of the hardest part for Gravy in this format. As we know, right? Obviously, the previous version of this, the previous episode to this is our Gravy episode in the Silver Age A to Z series. So that is a thing. Oh, shoot. We should have got, maybe we can get this in there. No, we can't. Jittery Bones. Okay, get rid of an ally. Yep, Rigor Mortis. Okay. Maybe we do... This is actually kind of like really cool. If we do this into that... No, we need to get Dachi here. So maybe we block... I mean, we probably just don't block 2 here. Maybe I get value off this instead. Although they do have Loot the Hold. Yeah, I think I just do this here instead. Because we're just going to kill the Rigor Mortis. So... they're going to play Rigor Mortis. They're going to loot the Arsenal. Interesting. Okay. I don't actually know that I care about that now. You want to undo your action. Ah, pitch the Barnacle. Okay, for 6. So we could give something here, but we're going to probably lose the Arsenal. I don't know. Part of me genuinely thinks I could give 6 here and then just kill Rigor Mortis and then send 2 and pass. But my turn could be... like, they're sending 6, destroying my Arsenal. I'm going to be Kodachi. It's going to hit. I'm going to Kodachi for 2. I'm going to cut through, and then I'm going to sound the alarm for 5. So I think I threaten more by just not doing anything. But I am going to block. I guess I could full block it here if I really wanted to do that. I don't really care about my Arsenal, but they do get a gold. So that is kind of important for them. We'll see if that was a mistake. We will see if that was a mistake. But I think I just threatened so much more damage. And especially, like, they're going to have a hand of allies, too. Definitely Rigor Mortis. That's going to hit. And then we're going to come in for 2. They're going to block 2. We're going to send 4. Because we did have a dagger that hit. And then a sound the alarm. They probably don't have any attack reactions in their hand, I'd imagine. But this is still 5. Golden Tipple, Loot the Hold, and Battalion Bark. Interesting. So they don't have an ally, so Tipple kind of sucks here for them. I think we could probably just kill them next turn. Battalion Bark, yeah, that's pretty much all you can do here. I'll give you 7 or 6. You can take 1. Should have pitched a gold and then pitched a Battalion Bark. They got rid of the Loot the Hold, so they have a Golden Tipple in their arsenal now. And now we just kind of send a lot. I mean, we can send Kodachi, Dagger. So 1, 2, so 3, 5, 11. I don't think we need to do all that just yet, though. I want to get them a little bit lower before doing anything like that. Plus, we get to gain life here, so. Just a casual 7 damage and also gain a life. On the horizon, they get to see what's on top of the deck. Again, they have a Golden Tipple, so they're going to take... That would have threatened lethal. They would have to give me their whole hand for that thing. Next turn, I think, is like for sure. I could probably do no blocks on this next hand to be fine. And we got a life of the party, too. So that's actually kind of... Well, it's not good, fortunately. We can make the Tiger life of the party. Actually, I guess we can do that, huh? Although Springboard Somersault does not pay for a lot of this, so... We are going to have to do... I guess that's fine. They're compassing. They should already know what's on top of their deck. They looked at it with on the horizon. Pitching to gold, drawing a card. Again, I think I just win because I can do destroy both of these, pitch this into mask. Sure, I'll take 2. Pitch this into Mask. Have 1 float. Send Tiger named Crazy Brew. Send Life of the Party for 7 go again. Send Kadachi for 1 into Scar. And I'm pretty sure that just kills them. Yeah, we're gonna say nothing here. There's no on hit threatened here, so we're just gonna go ahead and hope they draw into a bunch of allies, and we just kind of save the day. Okay, let's see if we get Life of the Party off here. So we will Tearing Shuko, Pouncing Paws. They're gonna look. I didn't even think about like the free attack you get. Oh, they gave up. So that was going to be the turn. They did not have any allies in hand, but they can block 2, 3, 3, 3, 6, 9, and 11. I was threatening 2 into 7, go again, into Kadachi, into 2, into, yeah. What is that? Yeah, 2, 7, 9. Into 10, into 11, into 15, which is over there. I mean, they have block value here, but they don't get block value off Wash Shift Wave. They don't get value off of the Buccaneers bounty, effectively. So, well, we didn't get the Life of the Party, but I think you get the idea. This is the deck. This is pretty much the case here. I do like the consistency of being able to just send, again, like, I think sending 1 and then sending 7 is really powerful. Obviously, having things like Sirens of Safe Harbor is incredibly good. And really just pushing damage into your opponent is incredibly effective. Our first hand looked really rough, but all we did was block with a card and then just keep a bunch of blues, and it ended up being pretty okay. So hopefully you enjoyed today's little episode of the Silver Age deck for Ira that Ian Zhang took to 3rd place at the Battle Hardened. So let me know in the comments if you have tried any of the Life of the Party stuff in that regard. And if you have, let me know if it is in fact a party, and I'd be happy to hear from you. But I'll do more testing with this deck to also get more results in here. The link will be in the description down below if you wanted to check out the deck as well. And of course, leave a comment down below letting me know how you feel about the deck in this format. Also, like the video, subscribe to the channel as well if you have not already. We should be moving on up to 3,000 subscribers here pretty soon, if not already by the time this video comes out. So thank you all so much for continuing to support the channel. Thank you so much for 3,000 subscribers if we end up getting there. And then, as always, I hope you continue to have fun in the flesh and blood. And I will see all of you beautiful Ashwings in our next installment of the Silver Age A to Z series.